Wellness begins where play, pleasure, and the parasympathetic meet. You were born to be you, and you were born to be well. Your body is always trying to find its way back to health. Now, here's the host of Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Koopersmith.
Hello, everybody. Happy day. It is Monday for me. I don't know when you're listening to this. You are on Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Koopersmith, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network. I am your physician, your coach, your change advocate. I am your witchy doctor. And today we are going to talk about finding your spark no matter what. It's really a follow-up to last week when we talked about feel good, place your order, feel good. Your spark is your energy. It's what really is the you inside. We are bodies. We are physical creatures. That is the structure and the form of who we are. But the difference between being alive and being a corpse is energy, right? And energy is the spark. It's the kindling. It's the electrons moving through us at any one time. That is the difference between being alive and not being alive, right? It's the spark that keeps you going. And so why is this important? We are not, when we talk about feel good, place your order, feel good, it's not about bypassing all your emotions and getting back to feeling good without accepting that life is the hills and the valleys of life. But it's, can you feel good even in the valleys? Can you feel good when you're grieving, when you're crying, when your anger is there, when you're raging, when you're frustrated, when you're overwhelmed? How can you feel it and find the teeny tiny spark in that feeling? Because that feeling proves you're alive to feel it. And it's not about bypassing life and going through life numb. So for much of my life, I did get back to happy pretty quickly. And I was pretty happy and joyful no matter for a lot of what I was doing. But I also felt a little bit of numbness. I think that came over me when my mom died when I was young in my 20s. And I couldn't put the finger, I couldn't really understand why I wasn't feeling the way I had felt when I was younger. And I think what happened was there was this grief that was in my body and I didn't process it. I just kept going because that was what I was trained to do, was just keep doing. And that stuck energy of that grief percolated in my system and just sat. And it kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger over time. There was more stuff put on top of it that I wasn't connecting to my essence, to my dharma, to my spark. So much so that when I was in my integrative medicine fellowship, and because this is who I am, I volunteered to go to the front of the room when the acupuncturist was going to teach us about acupuncture. And, I'm like, I have this little pain in my back and I'm going to go, I'll be the, yeah, you could get rid of the pain in my back. I am so open to figuring out how to get rid of this gnawing ache that shows up in my life. And so I went to the front of the room to be one of the guinea pig volunteers. And the first thing acupuncturists do when they look at you is they ask you to stick out your tongue. And that is not something we do in Western medicine by any shape of the tongue. And yet the tongue can be a window to the soul. And in that one movement of putting my tongue out, she looked at me and she said, "Oh my, you've lost your chi." Now in Chinese, medicine, your chi is your spark. It's your light. It's your energy. And I was like the Energizer Bunny. By this time, I was doing marathons. I was doing triathlons. I was running my business. I was taking care of 3 kids, loving being a mom. And yet, in that one instant, she saw that I had lost my spark. And you know what? That was such a click because I couldn't hide anymore because she was right. And that was when I realized that medicine and healing was so much more than what Western medicine taught us. And it's been a journey, it's been a journey. And I keep going on that journey, learning more and more about this body, this amazing body that we have, and how to help people heal it, how to heal myself, how to heal you, how we heal. Just how do we heal? And so, why is this feel everything and feel good, dream everything and feel good so, so important? And it's because we're energy at our core. So we see the structure that we are, but we feel the energy through the 2 nervous systems. We have our sympathetic fight, flight, freeze, or please nervous system. And we have our rest, digest, relax, and reproduce nervous system. And we need to balance the two always. But we heal when that rest, digest, relax, and reproduce nervous system is on. We are at our best, at the top of our game when we are flexible and the energy can move. Now, our inner survival mechanism, our inner am I alive and am I safe, is always going to be with you, and it needs to be with you. That little girl or boy in you that is always scanning the room of am I safe in this moment? That is an essential part of humanity, because the minute we get born and that cord gets cut, we forget we are divine beings and the divine universe has our back. The divine universe gives us our energy, our spark, it helped build us into humanity. But when that cord gets cut, we realize, as big as we are now dumped on this planet in these helpless little bodies. And we need to always be safe, and we need to always collaborate with others to maintain our aliveness and our safety. Humans have had their strength through collaboration, but we've been trained, and I think incorrectly, to think it's about competition and survival of the fittest. And we've been living that story, Cain versus Abel, and that war and that killing is not how we live our best life. We live our best life with seeing the other as our mirror. Adam and Eve collaborated together to make babies. And I'm not a Bible thumper, but I'm just using metaphors because I can. Jacob and Esau, Jacob stole from Esau, but Esau collaborated with him as adults rather than fighting as revenge. It was about coming together and seeing, oh, I can be warlike and I can be peaceful. And both those brothers saw peace and war and chose peace. So why am I talking about this? Because in our bodies, our little judge is always on guard, always protecting us. It's about to fight a war in ourselves, keeping us alive, standing guard. But when we stand guard 24/7, we don't invite in digestion. We don't invite in sexuality to its fullest, which provides for the next generation. We don't provide in reflection, which involves growth and expansion. And that is the dreaming that gets humanity from cavemen in going out in outer space. Now, healthy competition is good. That's how children learn and grow and play. We play on the soccer field. We play for who's going to get the best grade in school. We play who's going to design the Ford or the Ferrari. But that play, my friends, is dreaming and playful play. It's looking at playful lions and kitty cats playing competitively to bring out the best spark in your best friend. It's not playing to the death. When we play to the death and war, we take down all of humanity because we live then in that sympathetic nervous system. And we're trying to find the balance of I am you and you are me. I don't want to kill you. You have a right to be here. The universe decided you have a spark. What's your magic superpower? Can I compete with you so you find your magic superpower and I find mine? And why is this important in a physical body? Well, when we engage the parasympathetic, we are going to have better digestion. Now, we need that digestion to fuel all the parts of our cells that make the energy that keep us alive. So if we get the right carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, those proteins make the enzymes and all the workers in the machines that make energy. The fats make the cell membranes that make each cell stay as a cell and decide what crosses those membranes. And the vitamins and the minerals, well, those are like the keys to turn the enzymes on and off. And so we need those. And the antioxidants that come in our fruits and our vegetables, that's the janitorial staff. So our energy machines can run. Because if we don't have janitorial staff, the energy machines will stop running because the waste will kill us. And so do you see that we need all the fruits, the vegetables, the fats, the carbohydrates, the proteins, the vitamins, the minerals? We need the janitorial staff, and we need the blueprints, the kings. We need the jokers who make the energy, who give us life and make us laugh. We need the singers who help us feel the energy and the vibration in our body to feel alive. So do you see how, as a community of humans, we need the janitors, we need the doctors, we need the teachers, we need the lawyers, we need the actors, the artists. And let me tell you, artists, the healing arts, help us connect with beauty and with reflection and with the magic of being alive. And that too is healing in our bodies. So do you see how all of us have a purpose in life? And when we come together as a community, there is no one higher or lower than you, just different. We are all the same. We all have energy and form. We have a mind that thinks and is our creative imagination, so we get to imagine the life we want to live, and our mind map creates our reality. We have a heart that feels everything. That's our emotions, that energy in motion that needs to move, that keeps us on this planet alive and connecting human to human. And we need to collaborate human to human. We need to celebrate this physical body, because without it, we're going to peter out and be 6 feet under, or burned on a funeral pyre, or dumped in the sea, right? And it's connection to this greater purpose. What is your dharma? What is your spirit? And what sparks your flame that gives you a meaning, a why to wake up every morning? And who do you connect to fulfill your why? And so, my friends, when you have a why, you get out of bed every morning with a real reason to live. And no one is bigger or smaller on the hierarchy. They are just different. And we are here to reflect and celebrate everybody's why. And we are supposed to collaborate as a human family. And we need to start remembering that it's not tribe against tribe, because nowadays we are a global family on a global planet, and we are a planet hurling through space, and we could be gone in an instant with a meteor, and we can be gone in an instant from our own arrogance through AI or war or a mushroom cloud of nuclear war. So, my friends, not to get on that big, big, big planet, but on that big explosion of what's possible, peace or war, extinction or survival. Let's take our first break. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am Dr. Tina Coopersmith, your host, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk, she'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Coopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your witchy doctor host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith. I am a physician, a coach, a speaker, and author, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network. And I invite you to follow me at drtinaplays.com, where you will learn how to play with this one magical life that you have. Because I believe that health and wellness is about finding your spark. It's about playing your way back to your best life. It's about dreaming your life and then finding ways to take action to bring your life to life, right? And it is about mind, body, heart, and spirit. And when you start realizing that you are both energy and form, you start realizing that your energetic connections to yourself, to others, to this universe, and these emotions, the energy and motion, are just as critical to your physical wellness and your mental wellness, okay? And if you get sick because your mind map and the story in your brain is taking you down, 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 and draining you of pleasure, that your energy, if you then are living constantly in fight or flight in that sympathetic system, your energy stores will be depleted. And when you deplete your energy stores, your body may have manifestation of that in terms of dis-ease, okay? Dis-ease in the physical body, I say, is your cells, your human cells, and your microbiome cells, which are working together as an ecosystem in this incredible, magical body that you have to keep you well. They are working, they are your army of, cellular machinery that is trying desperately to keep you alive when they're working in unison. But if you don't treat them with love and care, then some of them might mutiny, and dis-ease is the result. And I think dis-ease is the body trying to get your attention. And it starts with a gentle whisper. And we have not been trained to listen to that whisper. We have been trained to stay in our brain and push the body aside and just band-aid the symptoms and not go deep into how did this all start? And why am I living in the sympathetic nervous system? And so, again, when we don't listen to our bodies with love and care and empathy, and we just keep doing same old, same old, same old, we don't change. We don't change our stories. We don't change our actions. And we live in a cortisol stream. And when we pour out cortisol, well, that introduces elevated sugar spikes, which introduces potentially diabetes. It changes breath work. When we breathe shallow and fast, we shorten our lifespan. When we don't get sleep at night, we don't repair our brains, and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease and other diseases show up. When we don't get sleep at night, we don't dream. When we don't dream, we don't process the emotions. And then we live in more fight or flight. And the stories get more embedded and the grooves get just really embedded in our mind maps. And let me tell you, we don't live in one reality. We each have our own reality because the brain can't take in everything. We have our five senses, but some say we actually have 34 senses. I've got to go down the rabbit hole and learn what all those other senses are. But think about the earth from a dog's point of view. Their nose and their senses is way, way greater than ours. And they don't see the earth the same way we do. Bats have incredible powers of hearing. They hear reality way different than us, right? And cats visually way, way more that they see. There are people on this planet who have different senses than the average human, and they can see energy. They can feel music. They can. I spoke to a blind musician once, and he sees the music, right? So all of us, our nervous systems are taking in a reality and incorporating it and seeing the world filtered through our story. And so our stories make our mind map, and our mind map therefore distorts and deletes things so we don't see things in their entirety. And that's how competition and conflict shows up, because as a species, well, I want to say as a Western educated product, we've been trained in this competition and my way is better than your way rather than collaboration. And there is 10% of what you say minimum that is true. And so if I get quiet and the silence and listen. And if I stop with the I know it and start more with the silence of what I don't know and trust you, because you are a reflection of me, then together we can build a bigger world. When the more we have collaborated on this planet, the more we have advanced. And in that advancement, in that collaboration, in that cooperation, we are capable of even greater things. But when we narrow our focus and it's me against you, the world is against me, we are living in that cortisol competition spike, and our bodies feel it, and our bodies get sick. And we are now living in an age of chronic illness skyrocketing. And the answer is not more chemotherapy. The answer is not more medication. That's one answer. And yes, that will keep you alive while you're changing how you do life. So, my friends, the universe is trying to teach us. We have more infertility, chronic illness. We are doing something in a fashion that is not for our highest good. And when we start getting curious with that, when we start, what is my body trying to say? What is the collaborative increase in illness in the Western world, and the increase in arguments, and the increase in political divide, and the increase in fascism and intolerance to others? It's narrowing and keeping us stressed. And that is not where we live our healthiest, best life. And the universe is going to conspire to off us. The bacteria in our bodies are going to lower your lifespan because we're not important. We are helpless creatures by ourselves. We are strong when we work together in collaboration. And my friends, your inner judge and your inner critic and your inner mind story that is, am I alive? Am I breathing? I need to be on guard. I can't trust anyone, is one way to go through life. The universe is happening to me and everything is bad, and I have to be miserable because everything bad is happening to me, is one way to go through life. But if all your mistakes are really the universe telling you how to pivot and change, if all your poo-poo is fertilizer for your growth, the way your physical poo-poo is fertilizer for all the plants, which turn around and feed you. Because yes, my friends, the real food on this planet is grown on this planet. It is earth-grown, planetary, real, organic food tended to with love and care by other humans or in the wild. And so when we start to realize that even our emotions and our negative stories and our negative emotions are gifts from the universe for us to grow and change and manifest an even better story and an even better joy, then we can feel the yuck and the muck and celebrate the joy, because I get to feel it because I am alive at this moment. And my friends, we are at such a critical moment in history. We are at a moment where AI can save us or enslave us. And it is up to us to collaborate as humanity to take back the pleasures of being alive in these human bodies, so we are not enslaved like in the Matrix and farmed for our energy, for the robots and all the other animals. So, my friends, Do you want to reproduce through pleasure or be cattle farmed in an IVF lab with no pleasure, with needles and pokings? And do you want to experience the joy of being in a body? And the joy of being in a body includes the highs and the lows. When we come back from break, I'm going to play with you one little short tool of how you can move energy in your body to get back to pleasure. So, my friends, let us take our break. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am Dr. Tina Coopersmith, your physician, your coach, because I am here and want you to live your magical life and dream your biggest dreams on this planet. I am here so that we can all get healthy and collaborate together. And we are on the Inspired Choices Network. It's because we are inspired to do life better with more pleasure. Let's go.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Coopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
We are back on the podcast, Your Healing Playground. I am Dr. Tina Coopersmith, your physician, coach, speaker. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. You can follow me at Dr. Tina Plays, but you can also hire me if your organization would like me to run a workshop to help you go deeper in mind, body, heart, and spirit, how you can play yourself back to health. We talk about play, right? Because play is the way back to health. We prioritize play and pleasure. We prioritize love, self-acceptance. We alchemize your emotion. We help you find your why, and we find your support tribe. So again, Dr. Tina Plays is a word, but it's real meaning. Play yourself back to wellness. And I promise you, I will show you a quick tool about how to get back to feeling good no matter what. How you can be at the center of the hurricane when the hurricane is spinning all around you. There are lots of ways to move emotion. There is breath work, there is dancing, there is yes, distraction, which is what most people do, but that doesn't move the emotion. It just separates it. And what you feel, heal, and what you resist, persists. We want the energy to move through you, up and out, the way breath work moves it, the way dancing moves it, the way artwork and making art moves it. the way physical movement moves it. So today I'm going to teach you a different tool. It's about literally moving through your emotions. I talk about it's a emotional alchemy of feeling all your feels and moving through it. So I'm going to show you what I do in the moment, and hopefully you will appreciate this simple practice. So I'm going to start with the fact that I am just really fearful and angry that the world we live in is destined for more illness and trying to control humans and not allow the freedom and the initiative and they're coming together to really in conflict and competition and trying to force conformity instead of celebrate diversity. And to me, that is against nature, and it's everything against what I stand for, which is celebrating every individual for their uniqueness and seeing that we are all the same and different simultaneously. And this forcing people to conform to one way is the right way makes me, it just gets me so angry. And it really is a 10 out of 10 when I feel into it. And I would rather feel at peace and at joy that the universe has my back. The universe knows what it's doing. I desperately want to believe that if the universe really is love, that evil is part of love, and I have to stop getting worked up over colleagues that are pushing conformity and trust that the universe knows what it's doing. And sometimes having that trust is really hard. I want to be an activist and I'm doing my part. And how can I live in trust always that good will prevail? And so I'm going to go inside into my emotion of anger. And I'm going to really, really feel the anger. And I'm going to go into my playful imagination and feel anger. And I'm going to take it inward. And maybe you can do this at home along with me. But I'm going to feel anger, really feel it, see it, taste it, touch it. Go inside and feel my anger. Visualize what I want to do to these people who want to control women, especially, and control people that look different from them and not see their humanity and not see that they bring something special to the table. And I'm going to allow myself to have my anger in my imagination. I'm allowing myself to have this imagination, in my imagination, seeing the anger and seeing what I could do with this anger and allowing myself to really feel the anger. And then my first thought, what's my first thought? My first thought is, I'm so, so sad. And so now I'm going to focus on the thought, not the emotion. I'm going to focus on, I'm so sad, so sad, so sad, so sad. And when I focus on being sad, 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 I then notice now what's the emotion in my body, and it's no longer anger, it's frustration. It's frustration. So I'm going to feel frustration. And in my frustration, my first thought is I'm begging the universe to save us. And I'm going to focus 3 times over and over. I'm begging the universe to save us. I'm begging the universe to save us. I'm begging the universe to save us. And when I circle back around, the emotion right now is a little bit of acceptance with a hint of trust. I'm going to accept that the universe knows what it's doing. And the first thought that shows up as I start accepting is the children are our future. And I'm going to focus on the children are our future. The children are our future. The children are our future. And when I circle back around, I'm feeling into evolution. And that evolution knows what to do. Mm. Mm. Ooh, it's a little scary with evolution. Because evolution in my body also includes that maybe we need to kill off some people who are stuck in their own ways. So I'm holding a little bit of, ooh, maybe evolution and revolution have to coexist. Oh, that's really scary. But I'm going to feel into that. Can I hold both evolution and revolution at the same time? I have another tool to deal with opposites, but I can't explain that one now. So I'm going to go back to feeling into evolution, that evolution, Mother Nature knows what's best. And that's my thought. Evolution, Mother Nature knows what's best. Mother Nature knows what's best. Mother Nature knows what's best. And as I focus on that, Mother Nature knows what's best. And then I'm going to circle back into my body from Mother Nature knows what's best to if Mother Nature knows what's best, I need to live in my best. So I'm going to allow peace to show up in my body because that's all I can do right now. Mother Nature knows what's best is to live in peace and collaboration. And I'm going to breathe into peace because I can find the pleasure in the breath. I can find turn on in breath. I can find turn on in peace in my body. And the thought is you are one human and you just have to do your best. So one human, I'm just doing my best. And my best and my Dharma is speaking. My best, my Dharma is speaking. And then I'm going to go back into my body. No, my best, my Dharma is listening. So I'm going to listen to my body. And all I can do is listen. And the thought now is just listen in. Live in the joy of being alive to be able to listen. And I'm going to focus on that. Be alive with my breath. And in my breath, I am connected to all of you. I'm alone, but I am also together. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. And I've moved from anger to just breathe. And in that just breathe, I am back into pleasure in my body. And the anger is no longer there. I've transformed it into breath and connection and collaboration. And with that, my friends, we will move and take our break. And I have moved my emotions through me. So you are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am Dr. Tina Coopersmith, your speaker, your coach, your physician. And we are on the Inspired Choices Network, and I am inspired to breathe. And I hope you are too. Let's take our break.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer. This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Coopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am Dr. Tina Coopersmith, and I am your host, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network. Please follow me at Dr. Tina Plays. Please hire me for your group to come and motivate and teach you mind, body, heart, and spirit how to get back to play, how to play yourself back to wellness. And on last break, I did one little brief emotional alchemy technique. But let me tell you, there's so many ways that you can play yourself back to wellness. The key is understanding unconditional love for yourself at any moment, in any situation, in any place. You are allowed to get back to loving yourself with unconditional love and recognizing that your inner judge is fearful of change. Your inner judge is stuck in old stories. Your inner judge is your little person, your inner child trying always to keep you safe. And she or he is so essential to your survival. You need to love them, celebrate them, bring them with you wherever you go. But if you are not in a life or death situation, you need to find the tools to move out of your judge full of negative emotions, negative tenseness, negative cortisol spiking, and move back into ease in this lovely body that you have. You need to find joy in the body you were gifted and not compete with someone else because you don't have their body. They have their body and their mind and their emotions and their story to bring out their special magical superpower, their light, their brilliance. And my gosh, everyone has brilliance. You know, I joke but don't joke that for years there were people on the planet. They have an extra chromosome 21. We call them Down syndrome people. And these people, their mental capacities, their intelligence quotient, They can't grasp sometimes some of the mental learnings that we push other children to do, but they are innately kind, compassionate humans, and they teach people how to be patient, how to love no matter what, how to stay present to this moment, this now, just living on the planet in today. Children do this as well. Children haven't learned yet how to be an adult and suffer. And these Down syndrome children and adults live in the now, and they were such a blessing for humanity. And yet we were taught to get rid of them. We dreamed up ways to check during pregnancies. And there are less children and adults on the planet now who have Down syndrome. But the need to see the beauty of living in the now, the need for empathy, and the need to accept every human on this planet to feed and clothe and shelter and ensure the survival and healthcare and health of every human on the planet. We have the capability to do that in our hands right now. And we need to prioritize collaboration, because when every human is safe to be themselves, to be fully themselves and not worry for food and shelter and clothing and love and health, then every human can find their inner spark and bring it to the table. And we as a community can solve planetary extinction problems. And we need that, or the race will go extinct and the planet may blow up. So this time that we live in right now is a time for collaboration. And to collaborate, it is to celebrate diversity, because we will learn from each other. And we will learn that if you can get sick in your mind, in your emotions, in your physical body, and in your connection or disconnection from yourself, from other, and from the universe itself. So, my friends, reconnect with your inner child and love yourself fully and find your spark. Reconnect with humans who celebrate the diversity in life. You are one human on the planet, but if you can connect with people, we can spread love and light and celebrate every human on the planet. We can change the story so we can feed every human on the planet. My friends, let's make that a priority, as opposed to selling guns and death and warfare. Can we celebrate community as a global community? Can we recognize that this human instrument is an instrument of pleasure, and we can dream up a way that we can all be on this planet in harmony? Can you find your spark today? Can you bring peace into the workplace? Can you bring peace into the home? Can you celebrate the next stranger you meet, and they may be different from you, but they are just a human wanting love and connection and safety on this planet? They might be your next best friend. Celebrate your body. Celebrate your story and change it to be the best story you've ever written. And until tomorrow, when you write it even better. And may you celebrate this instrument of pleasure that you were gifted. May you celebrate being a human in a human body and find pleasure in your pain, find pleasure in your joy. May you celebrate life on this planet.
If you felt something move today, a molecule, a mindset, or your mood, that's healing. Your body listens to your stories, your thoughts, your breath. So speak to yourself with kindness, play with curiosity, and let your nervous system know it's safe to rest. Dr. Tina returns Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, 8 Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Remember, pleasure is a practice.